100 Powerful Quotes from Leo Tolstoy, reflecting his deep insights on life, love, happiness, morality, and human nature. On life and purpose, everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. The sole meaning of life is to serve humanity. There is no greatness where there is no simplicity, goodness, and truth. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. True life is lived when tiny changes occur. The only thing that we know is that we know nothing, and that is the highest flight of human wisdom. Without knowing what I am and why I am here, life is impossible. Each person's task in life is to become an increasingly better person. A man is like a fraction whose numerator is what he is, and whose denominator is what he thinks of himself. There is no condition to which a man cannot become accustomed, especially if he sees that everyone around him lives in the same way. On love and relationships, if you want to be happy, be. Respect was invented to cover the empty place where love should be. It is not beauty that endears. It's love that makes us see beauty. Love is life. Everything that I understand only because I love. Happiness is in giving, not in receiving. Seize the moments of happiness, love, and be loved. That is the only reality in the world. We can only know that we love by loving. Nothing is so necessary for a young man as the company of intelligent women. Love alone can unite living beings so as to complete and fulfill them. When you love someone, you love the person as they are, and not as you'd like them to be. On truth and morality, wrong does not cease to be wrong because the majority share in it. The greatest truths are the simplest. There is no truth in a man who is not truthful to himself. The key to happiness is not in always doing what you love, but in always loving what you do. Governments exist only for the benefit of the rich. A truly wise man is he who can always laugh at himself. If you are not a part of the solution, then you are a part of the problem. He never chooses an opinion. He just wears whatever happens to be in style. There is something in the human spirit that will survive and prevail. There is a tiny spark in each of us that will not go out, no matter how dark the world becomes. The most difficult thing, but an essential one, is to love life, to love it even while one suffers. On happiness and simplicity. If you look for perfection, you'll never be content. Happiness does not depend on outward things, but on the way we see them. Joy can be real only if people look upon their life as a service and have a definite object in life outside themselves. There is nothing stronger than those two, patience and time. The happiness of men consists in life, and life is in labor. Spring is the time of plans and projects. Nothing is more necessary for a happy life than simplicity. Too much talking is a sign of ignorance. There is no greatness where there is no simplicity. The only absolute knowledge attainable by man is that life is meaningless. On war and peace, war is so unjust and ugly that all who wage it must try to stifle the voice of conscience within themselves. A battle is won by the side that is absolutely determined to win. All violence consists in some people forcing others, under threat of suffering or death, to do what they do not want to do. The strongest of all warriors are these two, time and patience. War is not a courtesy, but the most horrible thing in life. An arrogant person considers himself perfect. This is the chief harm of arrogance. It interferes with a person's main task in life, becoming a better person. Power is a word the meaning of which we do not understand. If you want to be happy, do not lead men, but serve them. The law condemns and punishes only actions within certain definite and narrow limits, but morality condemns and punishes everything that is bad. Kings are the slaves of history. On wisdom and knowledge, we lost because we told ourselves we lost. Knowledge is real knowledge only when it is acquired by the efforts of your intellect, not by memory. All happy families resemble one another. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. A man can live and be healthy without killing animals for food. Therefore, if he eats meat, he participates in taking animal life merely for the sake of his appetite. Boredom is the desire for desires. We can know only that we know nothing. And that is the highest degree of human wisdom. The greatest deception men suffer is from their own opinions. A truly wise man will never be proud of his wisdom. Even in the most difficult times, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The more one loves, the better one sees. On self-reflection and growth, there is nothing new in the world except the history you do not know. Humility is the only true wisdom by which we prepare our minds for all the possible changes of life. The only real power a person has is the power of his own soul. It is amazing how complete is the delusion that beauty is goodness. Everyone wants to change the world, but nobody wants to change themselves. Art is not a handicraft. It is the transmission of feeling the artist has experienced. Love means joining the beloved in suffering. True love begins when nothing is looked for in return. Everything I understand only because I love. We all live with the objective of being happy. Our lives are all different and yet the same.